Good morning, Texoma, and thanks for joining us. This morning, we're taking an inside look into the Wichita Falls Citizens Police Academy, and they have a big reunion coming up. So Officer Jeff Hughes is joining me now to tell us all about that. But also, if you're interested, if you've ever really wondered what it's like to be an officer, this is your chance to get involved, Texoma, all through the Citizens Police Academy. So, Officer Hughes, thank you for being here this morning.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely, and this a big day coming up August 10th. So anyone and everyone, if you've ever taken part in the Citizen Police Academy, you need their attention right now, correct?
Yeah, this is the first ever Citizens Police Academy reunion. We have had 28 classes.
Wow.
And we are looking for those members, especially some of the ones from the early classes. Over time, people move away. They change phone numbers pretty frequently and even email addresses.
Sure.
Email probably wasn't even around when we had our first few classes, but we are looking for those members that have attended all the way back from class number 1 all the way through 28. So that's who we're looking for.
How many members do you think roughly make up all of those classes?
Out of the 28 classes, probably on average, there were 20 to 25 members per class.
Wow.
So we're looking at a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I understand you're wanting their families to come. What is kind of the purpose of this reunion?
What we're hoping is to get some of these folks back that we haven't seen in a while, just to interact with them, check up on them, see how things are going, see where life has taken them. But also at the same time, bring some of those older members from some of the past classes back in and get them back involved in our Alumni Association.
Because the Alumni Association, once you're done with these classes, which again, we're going to get into all of that, we're going to hear how you can get involved, the purpose of it, how it helps the police department grow. But this Alumni Association, they focus on raising money for the PD, correct?
They do, and they've purchased a lot of different things, which we'll talk about in a little while, but just needs that come up at the police department that come up at the last moment or come up pretty quickly, things that aren't budgeted for.
Sure.
They've helped out a lot.
Let's go back to this reunion. It's August 10th, and it's here in Wichita Falls. Can you tell us what's going to be taking place and where it will be?
Yeah, it's going to be August 10th, which is going to be Saturday. It's from 6 to 9. So 3 hours of food, fun, family. We are asking the past members that they do bring their family, wives, kids, grandkids, as many people as they want to bring, we're going to let them bring them. It is going to be at the Elks Lodge on Seymour Highway. And again, we are looking for everybody that has attended the Citizens Police Academy ever, all the way back from class number 1 through class 28.
And is there a fee or anything with this?
It is absolutely free.
Oh, you can't
free
beat that.
for everybody.
Free food and free fun, and bring your family. So again, August
Absolutely.
10th. And do they need to RSVP, or are you just wanting people to show up that day?
Well, the best thing they can do is RSVP, so we can kind of plan on number for food. They can call me. My phone number is 720-5019, or they can simply email me at communityservices@wfpd.net. Either way, it's fine to get hold of me, and I'm kind of keeping a list, so I'm looking for you.
You're in charge of this, and I understand they almost become like family and friends to you, right?
They do. These are folks that we see, week in and week out. We do spend a lot of time with them, teaching them how the police department works, why things are the way they are. They get to drive cars, shoot weapons. They get to, hear from our detectives and hear from our district attorneys and different people in our community, just to learn how law enforcement works. A lot of times people don't have positive interaction with the police department. I mean, maybe they're getting a ticket or somebody's getting arrested or something like that. Well, the community services section, we offer the Citizens Police Academy to show folks all the positive things that the police department actually does.
Absolutely. And again, if you'd like to take part in that, they have a class that's coming up in September. They're already asking for you to enroll in that. Let them know you're interested. Now, we're going to get into much more about when exactly it's going to be, how much of your time, and how you can sign up for it in just a little bit. And we're also going to hear from 2 former members, or 2 people, I guess, that have been through the Citizen Police Academy. They're part of the association now, so you want to hear their stories and what this really means to them, so that way you can join in as well. Well, Officer Hughes, we appreciate this insight. And again, August 10th, mark your calendars if you've ever taken part of the Citizen Police Academy. I know it's going to be an exciting day.
It's going to be fun.
Well, stick with us, everyone. We need to take a quick break. We'll be right back with much more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, we are talking about the Wichita Falls Citizens Police Academy, a big reunion coming up. But now we also want to take a bit of an insight to really what the Citizens Police Academy entails and talk to some of the alumni about their experiences. So joining me now with the very latest is Sandy Hughes and also Walter Lambert. So thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, we are excited to really hear from you because this of Texoma is who you can relate to. They're the ones who went through this course and got the training and everything, and what it's like to actually have that badge on for a time, I guess you could say. So Sandy, I just want to start with you, and what was your interest and what really, brought you to want to take part in this?
Well, I really wanted to get the inside view of what it is that our police department does. I have a criminal justice degree, so I kind of had a basic idea going in, but I really wanted some hands-on without actually being and going through the academy, just figuring out what it is that they do and kind of seeing that firsthand. So the police academy, or the Citizens Police Academy, was the way that I could get in and do that and kind of be immersed in what their world is.
Absolutely. What about for you, Walter?
I had a couple of people that I work with had actually gone through the Citizens Police Academy before, and they had a blast. They learned tons and tons about the police department. I hadn't met anybody personally and had extended conversations with any police officers, and so the only thing I knew that they did was from what I'd seen on TV or on the news or in a movie, and so I knew that that would be a great opportunity for me to get to know more about what they do, what types of training they had to go through, and what kind of tools they use.
And I love this because kind of two different perspectives. You coming from that criminal justice background, and you went through the class in spring of '09. He went through the class in fall of 2012. So, a couple years apart as well. And there are two different classes, though, offered a year, correct?
Yes, one in the spring and one in the fall.
Okay, so the one that we said coming up, obviously going to be the fall class. And again, we're going to give you more information on how you can get involved. But, Walter, were your expectations when you went into it different when you came out?
Yeah, definitely a little different. I was thinking that I was going to be sitting in a lot of lecture style and learn about laws and how they enforce them and just kind of boring stuff. But really what surprised me was a very much hands-on experience. We had people coming in showing us how they did stuff, letting us handle some of the equipment that they used, telling us about financial crimes or identity theft, and teaching us kind of some of the things that they did and how they catch the criminals, how to protect ourselves. It was very educational for me to learn about the different things that the department does.
So would you say, it captured your attention then the
Definitely.
whole time you're in there?
Definitely. It was very exciting. It was something that I look forward to attending every Tuesday night, and I would definitely do it again.
Because you're in there for a couple of hours, correct?
Yes.
About 3 hours, I believe, is right. So, again, once a week, 3 hours. What about for you whenever you went in there? Was it even more exciting than you thought?
It definitely was. And for me, it was great to be able to live in this community and actually put a face and a name with who it is that does different things within the department, other than just, the police officers that you see writing the tickets all the time. And that's kind of what you get in your head.
Absolutely. Now, what was the best part then, Sandy, that you got to do? Because there is a lot of hands-on stuff.
We got to go through some shoot, don't shoot scenarios. So we actually got to hold their weapons and be given different opportunities to decide what we would do. And the split-second thinking that you have to go through, even though they prepared us for it, your brain's just going crazy. So, it kind of gives you that inside look of what they must go through, carrying that gun all the time. But also the power behind it when, we got to shoot several different kinds of weapons. They also took us out to the range. So I would have to say by far getting to, kind of get your hands on that.
Yeah, absolutely. What about for you?
I agree with Sandy. The shoot, don't shoot was fun. Going to the range was definitely a good opportunity. The driving, we went to the driving range and did an obstacle course in squad cars. That was fantastic. Got to hit the lights. It was just that 13-year-old boy just said yes, and so that was fun. Getting tasered was a new experience. I've been accidentally electrocuted a couple of times before, so I knew what to expect, and it was hard to explain. There's not enough words to explain how that felt. You're definitely discouraged from doing whatever it was that you were doing. When you get that taser, you're definitely going to stop doing what you were doing.
Oh, so did you go through with that too?
When my class was going on, not everyone in the department had a taser, so that wasn't really something that we even had the opportunity for. So just from 2009 to 2012, every class they're adding new things that you can do. So, and as former classmates, we're allowed to go back and experience things. So if I wanted to get tased, I probably could, but I'm just going to stick with they didn't do that in 2009.
Okay, I like that, Sandy. So obviously a lot of exciting things, a lot of hands-on things. Is there anything that you can tell Texoma that maybe if they're a little bit worried or they're nervous about things? You don't have to do the situation correct if you're not feeling comfortable, and you're always, of course, in good hands, right?
Oh, absolutely. They prepare you. You talk about things before you go in and actually try them, and you get to see them demonstrated by the professionals before you get in there and try your amateur stuff. So, yes.
Yeah, and they're giving you tips, and they're telling you what to expect, and they're walking you through the entire process. So If you're uncomfortable doing something, they'll explain the ins and outs of it, and if you feel like you want to do it, then gosh, get after it.
Why do you think this is such an important program for our community?
I believe it helps everyone to see what it is that those officers go through. We talked about a lot of the fun things, but we also get to hear some of the difficult things that they go through, different crimes that they have to encounter that maybe we aren't emotionally able to handle.
Yeah.
And getting to hear their sides and that personal side of it is very important for us to understand about them being police officers.
Absolutely.
She's right. There's definitely a lot of things that unless you sit down and you think about it, or you know somebody who is an officer, that they may never cross your mind. One of the more interesting class segments was the crime scene investigator. So you see there's lots of shows and they kind of glorify all these different techniques that they use. Well, we got the opportunity to have someone from that unit come in and tell us how they went from one step to the next on trying to crack the case. And we got to ask lots of questions, and there was a lot of back and forth. So that was one of the more interesting classes. I definitely learned a lot, and there's a great value to the community for you to be able to have that kind of relationship with a police officer, with the department, just kind of clear up a lot of the misconceptions and some of the misinformation. To see it firsthand was really beneficial to me.
Do you think this gave you a greater appreciation for what they do every day?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Looking at the facilities that they train in, the different physical requirements that they have to meet in order for them to become officers, just all the training that's involved. And it's an ongoing process. They have to do training all throughout the year. It's not just a one and done. So they're constantly getting trained on the newest equipment, the newest techniques, and there's a lot of respect for that.
Very interesting. I know we could just sit here and chat about this because it is so interesting, but we have to take a quick break because we want to hear more about what happens after you graduate from this class and how you stay involved and you continue helping our community and those officers who protect and serve. Also much more on how you can sign up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with much more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, we are talking about the Wichita Falls Citizens Police Academy, and we just got an insight look at really what you would go through Texoma whenever you sign up to take part. And now we really want to move into what happens after you graduate, because Officer Hughes, before I get too far ahead of myself, how long are these courses typically?
They typically run anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks. Sometimes they fluctuate depending on classes and instructor availability. Sometimes we'll throw in a prison tour, something a little bit extra. It'll make it go an extra week. But there's a lot of stuff that they do go through. Like they were talking about in the last segment, there is a lot of hands-on stuff. They do get to drive the police cars. They do get to shoot the police weapons. They do get the simunition training, the taser training. We have another class coming up that's going to be part of the fall class. It's called Tools of the Trade. We're going to implement the baton training, the pepper spray training, maybe arrest techniques, things like that. So they actually do go through a whole lot. And then there is some classroom, just learning a little bit about what the officers do on a daily basis. So, it's 10 to 12 weeks of classroom and then hands-on training.
Why do you think it's important to keep this changing as well? Because it is new people coming in, so, you're always adding, though, and doing new things.
Well, we are always adding. Technology changes. The equipment that we work with changes. The way that we do certain things changes. Back in 2009 when Sandy went through the class, we didn't have MDTs in the vehicles. Now we do have that technology. Like she was saying, we didn't all have tasers, but now the entire department is equipped with tasers. So, technology is changing, our equipment is changing, and just the stuff that we hear from the public, we like to talk to the members and the graduates that have gone through. What are some classes you'd like to see? How do you think we could improve this? Would you like more hands-on, less hands-on? Would you like more instruction? I mean, what would they like to see? And we try to implement what they recommend.
Sure, absolutely. And whenever you're done, there is a graduation, though, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that to kind of show off all their hard work and what they've went through, right?
Yeah, we do. We award them at the end with a graduation. They've worked really hard. It is hard work. Like Walter was saying. They take pride in what they do, so we want to recognize them for what they do. So the graduation ceremony is kind of how we do that. We do give them a graduation certificate at the end. We let them share some stories, and we share some stories. It's just a good time, talking about the experience that they had, because, it is really a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And then after that, it's not over, correct? I mean, that's where you have the opportunity to get even more involved in what many would say, because you have more of a hands-on in helping these officers continue what they do every day, and that's through the Wichita Falls Citizens Police Academy Association. So, you know, if you can just tell me why you thought it was so important to really get involved as soon as you graduated.
Well, we go through this entire academy and learn all these great things. We get passionate about stuff. You can't just stop there. You have to do something more. So that's where the association comes in, because that's your opportunity to give back. We do things volunteering, raising funds, just providing support for law enforcement. So being a part of that helps you not just stop with the academy that you go through. You get to continue it on through that.
Now, I know you going in this, you really didn't know what to expect, you know, and didn't really know a lot of what they do on the inside, you know, except for what you saw in movies and stuff you said. So did you even know that you could take this further whenever you first started the class?
The very first class, the Alumni Association was there. They were present, and they said, well, as soon as you finish the police academy, or the Citizens Police Academy, you can join this immediately. And there's more things for you to do, because there's a constant need for volunteering, for funds, for the police department, and they need our support, and so we should join immediately after graduating to continue to support them.
What are some of the things, Walter, that you've done as being a member of this association?
Well, firstly, they have regularly scheduled meetings that you can go, and there's police department representatives there, and one of the most interesting parts is finding out what the police department's needs are. Mm-hmm. You know, what needs have come up that aren't in the budget, you know, whether that's bulletproof vests or a new drug dog, or like he was mentioning before, laptops, to see what the need is, and then the alumni group can plan around that and plan our fundraisers around that to help them meet those needs.
What about for you, Sandy? Anything stand out that you've been able to kind of help them achieve or to purchase or anything?
Yeah, we definitely get to volunteer at all sorts of different events. We were at the most recent Police Academy graduation with the recruits and their families. The association is what got their dinner, and we served them their dinner. So we get to give back just through volunteering at any event that they need, sometimes even just going in the office and filing paperwork, things like that. We can be that extra set of hands for them.
That's neat. I mean, it really keeps you on the inside.
Yeah,
yes.
and we have a few other events like VIN etching into the vehicles, just helping the police department do those types of events. We'll be helping out with the regular police academies, helping out with their tests, you know, counting their push-ups and their jumping jacks and their physical requirements, helping out with those, with the tests. And then we've got, of course, our alumni group meeting on August 10th.
Even if you can't make it to every meeting, if you can't make it to volunteer at every event, that's not even what we're looking for. Just giving back some and putting to use what you've learned, and really just thanking our police officers for what they do for us on a regular basis. There's only so many of them, but there's so many more if we can add our volunteer hours and our help and our financial backing to that. Yeah. So every bit helps, and every person can help.
And sharing your experience and encouraging other people to go through the Citizens Police Academy really would help out a lot, because the more people that have that face-to-face interaction with the police department, the better relationship that they're going to have, the more understanding.
Absolutely, and that's the bottom line, correct? I mean, communication, I know that helps your job. We've heard that over and over. It seems like different crime scenes or different things. That feedback from the public or maybe witnesses and just making those connections helps you do your daily job, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we love the interaction with the community. I mean, that's really what this program is all about. You know, I would like to say on the Citizens Police Academy Association, they've done so much for the police department. Just in the last several years, they have raised well over $30,000 to help our department cover costs of things that weren't budgeted for. You know, sometimes our budgets have to be in a year in advance, and it's hard to know, you know, a year in advance what you're going to need, and some of those needs that have arose, or some of those emergency needs that have come up, you know, they've really stepped up and helped us out. You know, a couple of drug dogs they've helped us purchase when some of our drug dogs went down, or ballistic vests, tactical entry vests, different things like that. You know, even he mentioned laptop computers, just technology, so our officers can have the technology when they're out there dealing with the public. You know, they've stepped up, and I can't say enough for what they do.
Do you think that this program has really maybe just exceeded expectations?
Probably when this started, you know, you were happy to, let's do one class and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And here we are fixing to take, you know, we're taking applications now for class number 29. You know, we do this twice a year. And it's actually something that, you know, I wouldn't mind doing 3 or 4 times a year. So it's something that we like to see grow, and it definitely has sprouted in a very positive direction.
Has it always been twice a year?
When it started out, it was you know, hey, let's try this once, and then it was like, okay, once ain't enough, let's do it twice. You know,
Right.
so and now we're looking at expanding even further, and we're even looking at expanding it into having a child version as well.
Oh.
So that's something that may be on the horizon for the police department.
Oh, absolutely. Future police Officers going through training early, huh?
Right.
Very cute. Well, we can't say thanks enough, of course, for what our officers do every day, but also for what you guys do. I think it's neat, it's inspiring to hear, you guys going through this and then continuing to give back, and that's just one of the things that I think makes our community, so great, and continue to support them in those ways. And I think that encourages us and different people out there to get involved and maybe sign up for that class. We're going to tell you how to do that in just a minute. So don't go anywhere, Texoma. We'll be right back with much more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, we are talking about the Wichita Falls Citizens Police Academy. And now, Texoma, the time you've been waiting for. We've been telling you all about this class, the exciting things, the hands-on things. You heard from the alumni who have actually been through those courses. And now applications, Officer Hughes, are being accepted, and the next class set to kick off in September, right?
Yeah, we're taking applications now via our website. It's simply wfpd.net. You just follow the Citizens Police Academy link. It's an online form, easy to submit. You fill out a couple of blanks, you hit submit, it'll email it directly to me, and we'll get the application processed. We're looking at taking probably 30 for this class, maybe 35. And it is on a first-come, first-served basis. So, if you're interested in getting in that application, go ahead and get it in soon. Spaces are getting filled up pretty quick.
Now, are there any things that you need to know, like you have to be a certain age, there has to be certain requirements for you to even take part?
Yeah, age-wise, we recommend 21 and older. We will take somebody over the age of 18 if they do meet certain requirements. They have a family member going through, they want to go through with a mom, a dad, or an older brother, we will take them between 18 and 20. Also, if they are interested in law enforcement as a career, maybe they're an MSU student or a Vernon student, or they're taking online courses for criminal justice, we'll accept them too under the age of 21. But we look for those 21 and over. We have no maximum age, so anybody can apply. And like you were talking about a little earlier, if there are certain things that come up on the schedule that somebody has limitations to, maybe they just don't want to do it, or there's some other reason that they can't do it, then they are not required to do it. So, they participate in this as much as they want to.
Okay. Is there a fee for this?
The Citizens Police Academy is absolutely free. It doesn't cost a thing.
That's the best part then
Yep.
as well, too.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the hours and the times you're looking at. It is one night a week, correct?
Yeah, it's free. It doesn't cost anything dollar-wise, but it does take 3 hours a week of your time. We are going to run this particular class on Tuesdays. Again, it does start on September 10th. It will run every Tuesday through, I think, the first week of December. We do take the week of Thanksgiving off in case anybody has holiday travels. But we are going to do 3 hours a night. It's going to start at 6 o'clock. It'll wrap up about 9 o'clock. Some classes may not last that long, and some may go all the way to 9 o'clock. But it just takes some time, but the time is well spent. It's definitely well worth the time, as you heard, from their testimonies earlier.
Absolutely. I know after listening to that, how can you not want to sign up for this next class? Very interesting. And again, just another reminder about all of those who have been through these courses, who have been through these classes. You have the reunion coming up August 10th. We want to remind everybody about.
Yeah, and this is something that we're very excited about. We were wanting, we were sitting around the office one day and we were thinking, how can we get all these people together?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, let's just have a reunion. We've got 28 classes that have graduated, 20 to 25, some even had 30 in them. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find them, locate them, bring them back, get them all together, and just share stories. See where life has taken them.
Yeah.
See what's happened to them since the academy. See, we have some that actually go into law enforcement.
Oh.
Because of the Citizens Police Academy. So, we'd like to hear from them. So that's what we're looking for now. We are looking for anybody that has graduated, so anybody from Class 1 to Class 28. If you have not yet been contacted by our office via telephone message or email, definitely get hold of us and let us know so we can send you all the information.
And again, that number to call is?
It's 720-5019, or they can email communityservices@wfpd.net.
All right. Mr. Hughes, thank you for being here this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you, Texoma, for joining us. As always, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here next Sunday morning for another look inside Texoma.